Alrighty, y'all, it's Friday morning, and I hope you guys are ready for your weekend. And to lift your spirits up a little bit, today is World Penguin Day. Penguin Awareness Day and the World Penguin Day are great opportunities to learn about and appreciate one of the few natives of Antarctica. So go ahead, find some facts about penguins online or watch movies about them as soon as you can. And I know there's a lot of sad news going on around us, and it's happening right now. We're not forcing you to listen to all that news, but I hope you are giving yourself a break emotionally and try to be hopeful and think about something positive once in a while. Now, we have a great list of songs today that'll heal your scars, and I'm sure you guys are a bit exhausted because it's Friday. So, to start off your weekend, we have a great song from Lettucey called Pieces of Me. That was Lettucey with Pieces of Me. And right now you guys are tuning in to What's Poppin' with Brian Jew on TBS efm 101.3 in Seoul and its surrounding areas, GFN 98.7 in Gwangju, and 93.7 in Yeosu. Now, a couple of things I want to remind you guys. If you want to send us an email, please send it to efmpoppin@gmail.com if you have any questions or some uplifting messages. Also, if you're curious about a playlist, come to our website, tbsefm.soul.kr/efm/what's poppin'. And if you haven't already, please follow us on Twitter and send us tweets, and that's at TBS What's Poppin'. But for now, a word from our sponsors. Alrighty, welcome back, and now it's time for today's pick. Now, right now we hear so many rumors and news on what's happening with the recent tragedy. Now, while we're also handling our own lives, we feel empathy, and the worst thing is, if you're too attached to it, it gets even harder to deal with our own lives and daily tasks. So, an occasion for today is creating personal space with personal boundaries. Now, here's some tips on how to create personal space where you can feel safe and peaceful at times like this. Number one, think about what kinds of things you want to do with your personal space. Do you want to get some reading done? Or some thinking and meditation? Or do you want some space in which to do something special, like painting or playing music? Number two, think about personal spaces as you may already have. Do you have your own room? Or maybe you share a room with somebody and you have your own little space in the corner? Or what about the bathroom or closet or nook or somewhere that you can, use for your own space? It will help you if you close a door, but even a favorite chair or desk can become a personal space if others around you know not to bother you when you're there. And number three, add some enclosure. If your space doesn't come with a door, maybe you can hang a curtain or stand a folding chair in front of it or a screen, or you could divide a part of the room with furnishings that you already have, such as a bookcase or a dresser. And number four, add something or some place to sit. You could use your bed, a small table, and comfortable chair, or a beanbag or even pillows stacked in a corner or a window. Number five, put a few personal items in the space. Photographs, special memories, or simply a couple of decorations that you like can all help you make your space your own place. Now put some of your favorite things in the space so you can enjoy your time within your nook. And number six, remind others not to bother you when you're in your personal space. Maybe use a sign if you need to, or simply tell them that you prefer to be left alone when you're in that place. Also, it's better if you don't bring your smartphones or bring a smart TV or, some kind of gadget, something that'll distract you, because then you'll never be able to focus on your alone time. So here's a great song you can play while in your personal space, and it'll remind you that you need some time alone. This is Joss Stone with Less Is More. That was Joss Stone singing Less Is More, and that song came off her second studio album. Now, it was released in the UK on September 2004, and it was Joss Stone's most successful album to date. Now, it debuted at number 1 and stayed at the top for 1 week, and this resulted that Stone became the youngest female singer to top the UK album charts, breaking the record that Avril Lavigne previously established. Now, she debuted when she was only 16 years old and blew everyone's mind with a mature and soulful voice. Now, she recently performed at Australia's Blue Fest. Artists like John Mayer and Erykah Badu were also showing off their soulful music at that festival as well. And of course, talking about soulful music, we can't miss Jasmine Sullivan. Now, if you're familiar with this name, you might know her hit song, Bust Your Window, which many Korean artists and audition contestants sang on television here in South Korea. Now, after 3.5 years, singer Jasmine Sullivan has made a comeback, and she performed for a sold-out crowd in London, and she also announced she's working on new music at this very moment. So with no further ado, this is Jasmine Sullivan with Need You Bad. That was Jasmine Sullivan with Need You Bad. Now, the last song for our first half of our show is by an R&B group called Jodeci. Now, if Boyz II Men were portrayed as a clean-cut, wholesome R&B vocal group, then Jodeci's wild bad boy image represented the other side of the coin. Now, made up of two sets of brothers, the group's name was a consolidation of its members, names Joel Jojo Haley, Donald Devontae Swing, Dalvin DeGrante, and Cedric Casey Haley. Now, all four members toured the South as young boys singing gospel music, and they even recorded albums. Now, from the 2000s and the early 2010s, the members of Jodeci were relatively quiet. Now, after a decade, the group separated. Casey and JoJo came out with their own music, and some albums to date were Emotional, 2002, and My Brother's Keeper, that came out in 2013. Now, the latter of which followed a reality TV series called for TV One. And in January 2014, Timbaland revealed that he was working with Jodeci on material for the group's upcoming fourth album. Now, we look forward to their new music, but for now, this is the first half of our show's last song. This is Jodeci with Cry For You. Welcome back to What's Poppin'. Now, today is Friday, so my girl Punita will be dropping by the studio for our segment called Say What. Now, you guys know that she brings hot news regarding the music scene all over the world. But for now, a word from our sponsors. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, cats and dogs, welcome back to part 2 of What's Poppin'.
Hello.
And I got my girl Punita in the studio right now.
Yes.
For your segment called
Say What.
Yes. And Say What, of course, you guys, if you guys don't know, we've been doing it for a while now.
Mm-hmm.
And it is news. Crazy news sometimes.
Yeah. But
in the music scene.
Yeah, exactly. We got a lot of news. I mean, we did take a break last week. Mm-hmm. And hopefully, all those people who are, struggling, just keep praying for them also.
Yes.
And hopefully they will feel better soon.
Amen to that.
Started off, we have Edward Christopher Sheeran.
Who?
Or Ed Sheeran.
Okay, the musician. Okay.
Mm-hmm. He was born in the 17th of February, 1991.
Very
he
young.
is an English singer-songwriter raised in Framlingham, Suffolk. He moved to London in 2008 to pursue a musical career in early 2011.
All right.
And then he released an independent extended play called Number 5 Collaborations Project, which caught the attention of both Elton John and Jamie Foxx. So I think that's how he got started. And then he began to be, well known in the United States in 2012 by making a guest appearance on Taylor Swift's fourth album called Red.
Okay.
And wrote songs for One Direction also. His album, The A-Team, was nominated for a Song of the Year at the 2013 Grammy Awards, and he performed the song in duet with Elton John during the ceremony. So that was pretty amazing.
Dude, if I could do a duet with Elton John, it'd be amazing.
I would
it'd
sing.
Be an honor.
I would think I would sing like the Lion King theme song.
Why would you sing that?
Because
wouldn't you sing a different duet? That's not a duet song.
We can make it a duet though.
You could. Anything's possible.
With Elton John, anything is possible.
Okay.
And he spent much of last year, 2013, touring North America and as opening act for Taylor Swift's Red Tour. But I think now, since his second album, it's titled X, but it's Red Multiply, is scheduled for a worldwide release on the June 23rd. 2014.
Okay,
so I'm pretty sure, he'll be pretty busy. And he was actually nominated for Best New Artist at the 56th Annual Grammy Awards.
Alrighty.
So he's, getting up that ladder. And recently he gained more fame by performing at SNL. And Ed Sheeran actually stirred up the crowd with 2 songs from his upcoming Multiply album. He started with the current single Sing, and apparently it's Taylor Swift's favorite songs among Sheeran's music.
Alrighty, but then with no further ado, we gotta hear a song from Ed Sheeran. The song is called Lego House. That was an amazing song called Lego House by Ed Sheeran.
Yep.
Now moving on, we have more news that Punita wants to share with all y'all.
Yes. Number 2, the topic is Iggy Azalea. Now, for those of you who don't know, she is a Caucasian female from rural Australia, raised in the small town of New South Wales. And the population is only like 3,000 people. And you think she'd be like a, like an acoustic kind of style.
Just because she's from Australia?
Yeah, but she is, like a hip-hop artist. She raps. She's crazy.
A rapper from Australia.
Yeah, and you would think she would feel like an outsider, and I think that's why she decided to move to Miami alone, away from Australia when she was only 16. Now, she lied to her family that she was going on a trip with her other side of the family, when actually she was going to pursue her dreams. She said she felt very at home in America, and she survived in America for 6 years on a visa, which means she had to leave the U.S. every 3 months to renew it. I think a lot of expats here in Korea can relate to how...
Yeah, because a lot of my friends too, they're always leaving the country to go to Japan or something.
But
for short trips.
Staying in Korea or staying in America to pursue your dreams, I think that's so amazing. And then she
had
finally...
the passion for it. Maybe she knew.
Yeah. And she finally released her EP album in 2012. And many fans have been waiting for her studio album. And it's been a long time since her last single, but Iggy Azalea has finally dropped her debut studio album. It's called The New Classic. The LP was led by the catchy singles Work and Fancy, but there are additional tracks throughout the course of 15 songs.
If this, not the story itself, but the fact that Iggy Azalea is from Australia and she's into hip-hop and rap, kind of reminds me of Lorde.
Yes.
Lorde's also another artist that's from New Zealand, actually, and you would think New Zealanders are probably more folky, more guitar acoustic.
Definitely.
But Lorde's a great rapper as well.
Of course.
So I feel like there's so much talent around the world that we don't know about. So hopefully in the future we'll have more artists coming out from rare areas on this planet.
Yeah, they're all hidden, and they just keep coming out. So it's like... there is so many talented people here in Korea also, and they come up every year, and it's amazing to see talented musicians.
So the only thing to say to you guys, if you guys have that passion and that dream, go for it. We're hoping to see you guys soon. Maybe even our program, maybe sing a live little song for us or something. But for now, we have Iggy Azalea set up for you guys featuring Pusha T with Runway. That was Iggy Azalea featuring Pusha T with Runway. That's a good song.
It is.
Very
and again,
catchy.
it surprises me that she's...
Australian.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Amazing.
Now moving on, we have more news.
It's from Beyonce and Boots. Now,
What does that mean?
Who's Boots?
Boots?
I don't know who Boots was.
Maybe from the movie Puss in Boots. The little cat.
That's what I thought.
Boots.
I thought it was about that. But Now, after Beyonce unleashed her latest album by surprise on the world last December, much of the discussion of the album surrounded the mysterious writer-producer, whose name is Boots. Now, he was credited on an impressive 4 songs, but no one knew anything about him. But either way, I think Beyonce was very happy to work with Boots, and her fans are also looking forward for Boots to feature in Beyonce's next album.
I don't blame them because Boots did Beyonce's album justice pretty much.
Yeah, definitely.
Alrighty, with that said, we got to go into Beyonce's song right now, and it's a song that a lot of women can relate to, and the song is called If I Were a Boy. That was Boots with Dreams. And unfortunately, right now it's time to wrap up our show. But we want to thank you guys so much for tuning in today.
Thank you.
Punita.
Thank you for having me.
Great
It's
news.
always fun to come every week.
Well, you have some great news to always talk about on the show.
I do. I didn't know anything about Boots or who he is or if he even existed. And this song is amazing. Dreams.
Song is good. And you educated yourself.
I did.
There you go. Alrighty, to wrap things up, we have the last song for our show. But don't be too sad because I'll be back on Monday morning. And the song is by a group called Coldplay. The song is called Magic. And once again, this is Brian Ju and
Punita Bajaj.
signing off.
Peace.